The sage is Taoism's ideal, not divine, not supernatural, just human living in harmony with Tao, following natural way, embodying wisdom teachings. This is possible. This is the goal. This is what we're working toward. The sage acts without striving. Wu Wei accomplishes without force. Things happen naturally through their presence, their alignment, their harmony with Tao. Not through pushing, not through controlling, just through being. This is mastery. The sage speaks little. When they do speak, words are simple, direct, true. No elaboration, no exaggeration, no manipulation, just clear communication. This has power. People listen, trust, remember, because words are rare, carefully chosen, meaningful. The sage has few possessions, not from poverty, from choice. Possessions complicate, create attachment, require maintenance. The sage prefers simplicity, freedom, lightness, having enough, not more. The sage is content, not because everything is perfect, because they accept what is. Don't resist reality. Don't demand it be different. This isn't passive. They still act, still respond, still engage, but without the suffering that comes from resistance. The sage doesn't compete, doesn't fight for position, doesn't prove worth, secure in themselves, knowing their value, not needing external validation. This creates freedom from comparison, from status games, from exhausting competition. The sage follows nature, observes cycles, respects rhythms, lives seasonally, works when appropriate, rests when appropriate, active in yang times, still in yin times. This creates health, balance, sustainability. The sage is flexible, like water, adapting to circumstances, changing approach, yielding when necessary, not rigid, not fixed, not attached to particular way. This is wisdom, real wisdom, practical wisdom. The sage stays low, like water seeking valley, doesn't seek high position, prominence, fame, comfortable in obscurity, in service, in background. This is humility, not self-deprecation, just realistic positioning. The sage is soft, yielding, gentle, but not weak. The softness is strategic, powerful, like water wearing away stone, like reeds surviving storm. This is understanding power of softness, strength in yielding. The sage is empty, mind uncluttered, free of unnecessary beliefs, opinions, positions, open, receptive, like mirror reflecting without retaining. This creates clarity, wisdom, appropriate response. The sage lives simply, naturally, without pretense, without performance, just being themselves, authentic, genuine, real. This is rare. Most people live in masks, in roles, in performance. The sage just is. The sage knows when enough is enough, when to stop, when to rest, when to be satisfied. Doesn't override natural signals, doesn't push past appropriate, respects limits. This creates health, sustainability, peace. The sage is mysterious, not deliberately, but because their way seems paradoxical, yielding yet strong, empty yet full, still yet active. Doesn't make sense to conventional mind. Only through experience does it become clear. The sage teaches without teaching, lives the way, demonstrates the principles. Others learn by watching, by being around, by catching the energy, not through words, through presence, through example. The sage helps everyone, without discrimination, without judgment, without expectation of return, like water nourishing all plants equally. This is universal compassion, unconditional service, natural giving. The sage doesn't cling to life, doesn't fear death, understands both as natural, as part of cycle, as transformations of Tao. This creates freedom, real freedom, from the deepest fear. The sage is like child, natural, spontaneous, present, not in innocence but in wisdom, returning to natural state after understanding, after experience, after seeing through illusion. This is second innocence, conscious simplicity. The sage is ordinary, looks like everyone else, acts mostly like everyone else. The difference is internal, in how they relate, how they respond, how they experience, not in external appearance, not in dramatic displays. The sage is humble, knowing they don't know, comfortable with uncertainty, not needing to have answers, not needing to be right. This opens them to learning, to growing, to changing, continuously. The sage is fulfilled, not through achievement, not through acquisition, not through recognition, through alignment with Tao, with nature, with true self. This is real fulfillment, internal, permanent, independent of circumstances. This is the ideal, the possibility, what Taoism points toward. Not impossible, not superhuman, just human, living naturally, following Tao, being what they are, doing what's natural, flowing with the way. You can be this, not perfectly, not completely, but progressively, more aligned, more natural, more simple, more flowing, through practice, through awareness, through letting go of what's not natural, not you, not necessary. The path is here, the teachings are clear, the examples are given. Now it's practice, application, living, testing these principles, discovering their truth through experience, through direct knowing. This is Taoism's gift, not belief system, not philosophy, but way of living, practical, natural, effective, leading to peace, to freedom, to harmony, with self, with others, with nature, with Tao. The sage's way is open to all, not special, not elite, just aligned with how things are, how they work, how they flow. Return to this, practice this, live this, become this. The way is clear, the path is open. Walk it.